Hey warriors, welcome back to the channel. Focus is the sharp edge of life. Without it, even the strongest sword becomes dull. Without focus, your mind drifts like a boat without a compass, lost in endless waves of distractions. But when focus lives within your spirit, you can cut through noise, pierce through doubt, and create a life that feels powerful, purposeful, and unshakable. Most people are not defeated because they lack strength or intelligence. They are defeated because their focus has been stolen. Stolen by noise, by temptation, by endless notifications, by other people's opinions, and by the trap of doing everything except what truly matters. The world is designed to scatter your attention. The Stoics knew this thousands of years ago. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Your focus is your power. It's your ability to direct energy toward what truly matters. And when you master it, you are no longer a slave to chaos, you become its master. That is what this video is about: reclaiming your power, sharpening your mind, and learning the Stoic path to a focus so strong it feels like your soul is on fire with purpose. But understand this: focus is not just about working harder or sitting longer. It's about clarity. It's about knowing where your energy must go and refusing to let anything that doesn't matter steal it. Seneca said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." When your focus is broken, your life feels wasted. But when your focus is whole, your life feels infinite. Imagine yourself as an archer. You have the bow. You have the arrow. The world around you is noisy. The crowd shouting, the wind pulling, doubts whispering. But the Stoic way teaches you to silence the noise, to breathe, to see your target with absolute clarity, and to release your arrow without hesitation. That is focus. In the next 30 minutes, I will share with you 9 powerful Stoic truths that can increase your focus by 100%. These are not fantasies. They are timeless principles that can cut through today's distractions, just as they did in ancient Rome. Each truth will sharpen your attention, strengthen your mind, and give your life new direction. Just half an hour. Stay with me. And it could change the way you focus for the rest of your life. But remember this: focus is a choice. Every single day you must choose where your attention goes, and every choice builds your destiny. Epictetus said, "You become what you give your attention to." If your attention is on chaos, you become restless. If it's on anger, you become bitter. But if your attention is on growth, you become unstoppable. So I ask you, where has your focus been? Scattered and stolen by the world's noise? Or sharp, guarded, and directed like a warrior's blade? This video will remind you of your true strength, to reclaim your attention and protect it like your life depends on it, because it does. Before we begin, promise yourself this: you won't just watch this video, you'll live it. Take these 9 truths and make them your daily code. Do that, and your focus will transform you into someone unstoppable. Now, before we dive into the first truth, do me a favor: like this video, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe to the channel for more Stoic wisdom on focus, discipline, and mindset mastery. Don't skip a single second. By the end, your mind will be sharpened like never before. Start your journey strong. Drop this in the comments. My focus is my power. Number 1, guard your mind like a fortress. Your focus is only as strong as the walls you build around your mind. In ancient times, a city was only safe if its walls were unbroken. The Stoics believed the same about the human spirit. They taught that the greatest danger is not the attack of enemies outside, but the invasion of distractions within. Marcus Aurelius once reminded himself, "You have been wandering. Now you must stop." He was commanding his own mind to return to clarity, to stop scattering energy in meaningless directions. That wisdom is even more urgent today. Every beep, every buzz, every notification is like a crack in your fortress wall. Every moment you give away to noise weakens your defenses. The enemy no longer wears armor or carries a sword. It lives inside your phone, your habits, your impulses. To guard your mind means to reclaim control. It means you decide what enters your thoughts and what gets rejected. You don't let your focus be stolen by gossip, opinions, or the chaos of the crowd. You train your attention like a warrior sharpens his blade, deliberately, daily, and without compromise. Seneca said, "To be everywhere is to be nowhere." When your attention is scattered across everything, you master nothing. A Stoic mind is a guarded mind, calm, centered, and fully aware of what deserves its focus. Start treating your attention as sacred. When you wake up, your first decision shouldn't be to check your screen. It should be to check your state of mind. Protect your peace the way a general protects his city. Every thought you allow inside either strengthens or weakens your walls. Negative thoughts, drama, endless comparison. These are invaders. Once they enter, they take control. But gratitude, discipline, purpose, and self-awareness, these are your soldiers. They defend your spirit from chaos. To live like a Stoic is to live as your own guardian. You don't let anyone or anything dictate what deserves your energy. You build inner walls made of principles, focus, discipline, and wisdom. And through those walls, your power grows. Remember, a distracted mind is a defeated mind, but a guarded mind, that is unstoppable. Guard your mind like a fortress, and your focus will become unbreakable. Because once your focus falls, everything else follows. Your peace, your progress, and your power. You feel strong, you feel unshakable. You are no longer at the mercy of distractions. You are the master of them. And when you master them, your focus doesn't just double, it multiplies. Claim this truth for yourself. Write it below. I guard my focus like a fortress. Number 2, train your attention with stillness. Stillness is not weakness. Stillness is strength. In a world where everyone rushes, reacts, and chases, the one who can remain still holds the greatest power, control over their own attention. Marcus Aurelius practiced this daily. Each morning he would rise early, sit in quiet reflection, and write to himself. There is no place freer of interruptions than your own soul. Yet the modern world has stolen stillness. Noise infiltrates every corner of life, every device, every notification, every conversation conspires to scatter your attention, and moments of silence feel uncomfortable. But without stillness, your focus is fragile, and your mind becomes a battlefield for distraction. The Stoics understood that silence is a gym for the mind, just as weights strengthen the body. It trains you to choose your thoughts rather than be dragged by them. Training your attention through stillness does not demand hours on a mountaintop or elaborate meditation. It begins with small, deliberate moments. 5 minutes of silence before your day starts, pausing to breathe amidst chaos, closing your eyes and whispering to yourself, I control my mind. Nothing outside controls me. These are the seeds of focus. Over time, your mind learns to return to calm, to center itself, and to act with clarity. Stillness builds mental resilience, sharpens perception, and allows you to respond rather than react. It teaches patience, presence, and power. Imagine moving through life without being pulled by every distraction, without letting every opinion, sound, or alert steal your energy. This is the Stoic mastery of attention, quieting the storm inside so that the outer world no longer controls your mind. Lock this truth into your being and write it in the comments. I master my mind through stillness, and focus is my power. Number 3, master the power of single tasking. The modern world glorifies multitasking, but multitasking is the death of focus. Your mind was never built to juggle. It was built to aim. And like an arrow, it cannot strike 2 targets at once. Seneca warned, to be everywhere is to be nowhere. When your attention is scattered, your power is diluted. You touch everything, but you master nothing. The Stoics understood the art of presence. They knew that true strength is not in doing 100 things halfway, but in doing one thing with your whole heart. To live fully is to give yourself entirely to this breath, this task, this single moment. That is how focus becomes unbreakable. Imagine writing with all of your attention, not half of it. Imagine listening to someone with your entire presence, not with your eyes drifting toward a screen. Imagine working on your dream without the constant pull of distractions. That is the art of single tasking, the ancient secret to modern power. Science now confirms what the Stoics already knew thousands of years ago. The brain is not designed for multitasking. Every time you switch tasks, you lose momentum, energy, and clarity. It's like trying to light a fire while constantly blowing it out. But when you channel all your attention into one direction, something incredible happens. You enter flow, a timeless state of focus where effort feels effortless and purpose feels alive. To master this, train your mind daily. When you eat, just eat. When you read, just read. When you work, just work. Resist the temptation to scatter yourself. At first, it will feel uncomfortable because distraction has become a modern addiction, but persistence rewires the mind. Bit by bit, your focus will grow stronger, sharper, unstoppable. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "Do every act of your life as though it were your last." Think about that. If this was your final task, would you rush it? Would you divide your mind? Or would you pour your entire being into it? That is the Stoic way. Single tasking turns the ordinary into the extraordinary. It transforms chaos into clarity and distraction into discipline. You don't need to do more. You just need to do one thing well. Drop this in the comments. I give my full focus to one task. Number 4, discipline your environment. You cannot expect peace in a place that feeds your chaos. Your surroundings, the people you interact with, the sounds you hear, the habits you practice, the things you see every day, are either training you or draining you. A disciplined environment shapes a disciplined mind. Epictetus said, "If you wish to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid, because true improvement demands separation, a step away from noise, distractions, and the comfort of ordinary opinions." Look around your space right now. Is it helping you rise, or is it keeping you small? What you allow around you eventually grows inside you. If your environment is filled with negativity, laziness, and distractions, that energy becomes your default state. But if your surroundings breathe focus, simplicity, and order, your mind follows. Marcus Aurelius lived in a palace surrounded by power and temptation. Yet in his meditations, he reminded himself daily to remain grounded. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one that is environmental discipline, turning your surroundings into a space that commands greatness from you. Discipline your environment like a warrior preparing for battle. Keep your space clean, because a cluttered room mirrors a cluttered mind. Limit noise, because silence sharpens awareness. Remove distractions, because focus is sacred. Control what you see, what you hear, and who you allow into your circle. You do not need more motivation. You need fewer distractions. The Stoics understood that external simplicity leads to internal power. Seneca said, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor." When your environment is overloaded, too much stuff, noise, opinions, your mind loses its edge. Strip away the unnecessary, and your focus becomes a weapon. Minimalism is not about owning less. It is about being owned by less. Take command of your space. Turn off the things that pull you away from yourself. Rearrange your surroundings to reflect who you want to become. Keep a notebook on your desk, a quote on your wall, a purpose in your sight. These small symbols are not decoration. They are direction, speaking to your soul when the world tries to distract it. When you discipline your environment begins to discipline you. You wake up stronger, think clearer, and move with calm intention. Every time you walk into your space, it whispers, "Remember who you are." Lock this wisdom in your mind. Write it in the comments. My environment reflects my discipline. I create peace through order. Number 5, cut away what weakens you. Focus is not about doing more, it's about doing less. It's not about adding discipline, it's about removing distraction. A sculptor doesn't create a masterpiece by piling on more clay. He creates by cutting away everything that doesn't belong. The Stoics live by the same truth. Epictetus said, "If you wish to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid by others, because people will never understand why you choose silence over noise, peace over popularity, purpose over comfort. They won't understand why you walk away from what they cling to. But that's exactly what you must do if you want to rise above mediocrity." Think about your life for a moment. How many things are weighing you down right now? Endless notifications, toxic conversations, gossip, comparison, meaningless scrolling, all disguised as normal. But these are the silent thieves of focus. They don't just steal minutes, they drain your energy, your clarity, your fire. The Stoics knew that the mind cannot be sharp if it's cluttered. Focus thrives in simplicity. Chaos thrives in excess. And most people never reach their potential because they are too attached to what weakens them. Minimalism isn't just about owning fewer things, it's about carrying fewer burdens in your mind. A Stoic clears his inner world the way a warrior sharpens his sword, not by adding more, but by removing what dulls the edge. You can't gain power in a life full of noise. You can't be focused when your energy leaks into every meaningless distraction. You must create a life where only what truly matters remains. Ask yourself, what weakens me? Who weakens me? Where do I waste my fire? Write it down, see it clearly, and then, little by little, cut it away. It will sting at first, but freedom always begins with sacrifice. Marcus Aurelius said, "If you seek tranquility, do less, or more accurately, do what's essential." Focus is not a gift, it's a decision, and the first decision is subtraction. When you remove the unnecessary, you gain more than time. You gain peace, power, and purpose. Like a sculptor, your life becomes a masterpiece only when you cut away what doesn't belong. Number 6, turn obstacles into focus fuel. Distraction doesn't only come from pleasures, it comes from problems. Pain, frustration, and obstacles can scatter the mind faster than anything else. When life gets hard, most people lose focus. They drown in their emotions, surrender their clarity, and let chaos take the wheel. But the Stoics found a different path. They learned to transform obstacles into fuel for focus. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This profound truth teaches that the very things that derail most people can become your source of strength. Think of obstacles as firewood thrown into flames. They don't extinguish the fire, they make it burn hotter. The same is true for your focus. When life delivers difficulties, don't scatter your energy. Use them as sharpening stones. Let setbacks remind you why focus matters even more. When someone doubts you, channel that energy into your work. When a challenge arises, resist drowning in frustration. Direct your attention to solutions. When life tests you, don't allow your mind to fragment. Strengthen it. Every obstacle can either weaken your focus or fortify it. The choice is yours. This mindset requires practice. You must train yourself to pause when difficulties appear and ask, how can this serve me? How can this challenge make my focus stronger? Slowly, you will notice that every problem hones your discipline. Every setback clarifies your mind, and every challenge fuels your fire. The world is filled with distractions disguised as problems, but when you learn to flip them, they transform into power. Over time, your focus is no longer fragile or reactive. It becomes indestructible. Each challenge becomes a stepping stone, each difficulty a teacher, and each obstacle a tool to sharpen your presence, clarity, and mental strength. Write this in the comments to anchor it in your mind. I turn every obstacle into fuel, and my focus is unbreakable. Number 7, live by daily rituals, not random impulses. The distracted mind lives by impulse, chasing whatever feels urgent in the moment, hopping from one task to another, never building depth or mastery. The focused mind, however, lives by ritual. The Stoics understood that order in daily life creates freedom in the spirit. Epictetus taught, first say to yourself what you would be, then do what you have to do. Rituals are anchors. They ground you when waves of distraction pull, giving your mind rhythm, pattern, and a compass to return to. Without them, you drift like a ship lost at sea. With them, you move steadily toward your destination. Consider the small daily rituals that shape focus. Waking early with intention, journaling for clarity, practicing silence before work, setting aside fixed hours for deep tasks, and reviewing your day each evening. Though seemingly small, these acts create mental discipline that no distraction can break. Most people wait for motivation, but motivation is unreliable. Rituals do not depend on feelings, they depend on discipline. When you live by ritual, focus becomes automatic. Your mind knows what to do, when to do it, and why it matters. The Stoics practiced morning rituals to prepare for life's storms and evening reflections to strengthen wisdom. They lived with rhythm, not randomness, allowing them to stay calm and focused even when chaos surrounded them. Ask yourself, what rituals can protect my focus? What habits anchor me daily? Start small. Even one ritual done consistently builds strength. As you add more, your focus multiplies. Rituals are not prison, they are freedom. They are not chains, they are wings. By living through ritual, you no longer depend on fleeting impulses. You rely on the strength of your discipline, and that discipline will increase your focus, clarity, and mental power by 100%. Comment this to lock it into your mind. I live by ritual, and my discipline guides my focus. Number 8, control your inner dialogue. Your focus is not only threatened by the chaos of the world outside, it is equally stolen by the voice inside your head. Doubts, fears, overthinking, and endless inner chatter can drain attention faster than any external distraction. The Stoics understood this and trained themselves to master their inner dialogue, knowing that clarity outside always begins within. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Your reaction begins with your thoughts. If your inner dialogue is chaotic, your focus will be chaotic. If it is steady, your focus becomes unshakable. Most people let their minds wander aimlessly, arguing with themselves, replaying old mistakes, imagining fears that haven't even happened. Each time you do this, your attention leaks like water from a broken jar. Focus requires repairing that jar, choosing your thoughts carefully, commanding your inner voice. When negative thoughts arise, don't wrestle with them, replace them. Instead of "I can't do this," say, "I will stay with this until it is done." Instead of "I'm overwhelmed," say, "I'll take one step at a time." This is not blind positivity, it is Stoic training. It is giving your mind words that strengthen your focus, not weaken it. The Stoics practiced this through journaling. Marcus Aurelius wrote daily, not for the world, but to shape his inner dialogue, reminding himself of what mattered and silencing the noise within. You can do the same. Write your fears, write your doubts, and then replace them with truths that sharpen your focus. Your inner dialogue is either your prison or your weapon. Master it, and your focus will not be broken by fear, doubt, or distraction. It will stand firm, like a fortress, unshakable and resilient. Every time negativity arises, remember to speak to yourself with intention. Choose the words that empower, control the conversation within, and nothing outside can control your mind. Comment this now to lock it into your practice. I master my inner dialogue and my focus is unbreakable. Number 9, live each day as if focus decides everything. The greatest lie people whisper to themselves is, "I'll focus tomorrow." But tomorrow is a thief. It steals silently, leaving only regret behind. The Stoics understood this with unshakable clarity. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "You could leave life right now." Let that determine what you do and say, and think focus is not a tool to pick up when convenient. It is the way you live now. Every day of lost focus is a day stolen from your life, a fragment you will never reclaim. Distraction doesn't just waste minutes, it erodes meaning, empties purpose, and scatters your efforts. If you live each day scattered, your life reflects that scattering. Half-done dreams, forgotten goals, fleeting effort. But if you live as though focus decides everything, each moment gains weight, power, and meaning. Stoic focus is not frantic speed. It is deliberate living. It is standing fully in the present, asking, "What deserves my attention today?" and defending that answer fiercely. Focus is cultivated, protected, and sharpened every single day. Imagine beginning your morning not with noise, but with clarity. Ask, "What truly matters today?" Let that question guide your actions, your energy, your choices. At night, review, did I give my best attention to what mattered most? If yes, you sleep with peace. If no, you rise with renewed determination. This is how focus grows, not by accident, but by practice. Seneca wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." Once you carry this truth, you no longer postpone attention. You do not wait for perfect conditions. You focus today because today is all you truly have. Living this way transforms perception. Distractions shrink, idle scrolling, pointless notifications, meaningless noise. They pale in comparison to life's brevity. Your attention becomes sacred currency. Spend it wisely, and life itself becomes richer. Each day becomes an act of purpose, urgency, and deliberate action. Days turn into months, months into years, and you look back to see a life not scattered, but forged in clarity, strength, and meaning. Do not wait for tomorrow. Do not let distractions steal what cannot be returned. Live as though focus decides everything, because it does. Seal this wisdom into your life. Comment now. Today I live with focus and urgency. Focus is not just a tool, it is the edge of your life. With it, you cut through chaos, silence the noise, and create a life of power and meaning. Without it, you scatter yourself until nothing remains. Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, Seneca, each faced storms, chaos, and challenge. Their steadiness came not from wealth or fame, but from focus. Focus to live by principles, to act with clarity, to master themselves before the world. You can do the same. Guard your mind like a fortress, cut away distractions, master single tasking, discipline your environment, train with stillness, turn obstacles into fuel, live by rituals, control your inner dialogue, strengthen your body, and live as if focus decides everything. These 9 truths are not just lessons, they are weapons. Protect your focus as if your life depends on it, because it does. End this journey with power. Write this final line below. My focus creates my destiny.